All right, guys. So there's a lot of strategies that dating coaches teach online that are pretty much full of shit. A lot of autistic guys who never met a woman that come up with good ideas, but with no like real life experience, come up with ideas that look good, but in reality, when you actually apply it, it's a load of bullshit. So I'm gonna review to you guys the best strategies to pick up women and attain them and have them love you, that will actually help you because there's a lot of bullshit. So let's begin with the tier list. So the first one, let's go with game actually, okay? Game, oh shit, dharma.org. Well, actually, guys, go to dharma.org if you guys want to get better with women. It's a place they teach you guys how to meditate. Women like guys who are confident, and meditation is confidence. But the first strategy is that that I use, that I want to say, is game. Okay. And game, I mean, look, with game, meaning pickup, a lot of people make fun of pickup. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people make fun of pickup. But when you're a guy and you don't have friends, like when you don't have a social circle, sometimes game is the only thing that's available. So because of that, the problem with game though is that it makes you feel like you're on the outside, so it's a little tricky. So with game, I'm gonna give it a D tier because it gives you. You know what? Let's erase these two fucking tiers because let's erase these tiers. Let's put this right here. There you go. Okay, so I would go with, if that's the case, I would go with C tier. All right, because most of the guys that do game don't actually fix why they can't get women. They have no social skills. They don't have the ability to feedback off of a woman. In other words, they can't interact and have an interaction with proper feedback because they're so nervous. So for me, game is fine, but the problem is that game attracts guys with a lot of times, like with that are like like what it neurodivergent, and that's a whole nother issue. But if you're a normal guy, and you're decently good looking, game could work for you. But if you're not an attractive guy, there are better ways. Trust me, you don't want to do game if you're not attractive, man. I promise you. All right, that's not gonna make her love you. Do you know the stats for game? When I was doing game, it was like 2% of women that I met I slept with. 2%. It's crazy. All right. So the next one. Presence and absence. This is when you're, I prefer that you meet women and that you game them long term. So this applies if you're in a social circle or if you're meeting a woman, right? Generally speaking, presence and absence is one of the best ways to allow the feelings that a woman has for you to develop. This doesn't guarantee that she loves you, but presence and absence indicates that you have some form of self control. And this strategy does work when you're dating a woman and she likes you and she's showing signs that she likes you. This will make her love you. Like it'll show you whether or not she loves you, right? The next one is being cold, all right? And coldness attracts a certain kind of woman. It makes you look mysterious. It makes you look like just really like mysterious, and women like that. And being cold comes across as attractive to women. Okay. Now, where does it belong in this? I will go with, once again, B tier. In fact, I'm gonna go with A tier with presence and absence, because literally presence and absence sometimes is the difference maker. It really is. Okay. The next one is embracing the masculine and the feminine. Listen, guys, nothing appears more confident than a guy who has a healthy mix of masculine and feminine energy. So, because of that, I think, in my opinion, if your woman is getting to know you over time, because there are two ways to make a woman love you. That is a short term, trying to get her quick. And then there's playing like a 1 or 2 or 3 month game, right? Embracing the feminine and the masculine is what's truly going to make a woman fall in love with you. That's what's truly going to make a woman fall in love with you. So I will put this in A tier. I'll be honest with you. Because the most attractive guys that I've met had a mix of masculine and feminine. I swear to God. The next one, being good looking. Listen, guys, this is A tier. I don't give a fuck what you tell me, man. A lot of coaches will lie to you that being good looking doesn't make a difference. It makes a difference. Women also have eyes too. Okay. If you're a good looking guy, more women in your lifetime will love you. That's just the truth. We're not going to lie about it. We're not going to cater to you guys. We're just going to tell you the truth. That's just the truth. All right. If you're not hopeless, I got strategies. If you're an ugly guy, we got some strategies that I'm going to bring up to you guys right now. Now, the next one is, I'm going to leave the best one for later. The next one is shadow work. This one is again, this one is a beautiful one because shadow work will show a woman that you have multiple sides to your personality, not multiple personality disorder, but that you have depth. And when you, as a man, don't show your shadow, you look flattened. You look like a flattened image of yourself, a two-dimensional version of yourself. Your shadow is what gives contours to your personality. It's what gives it depth and profoundness. So shadow work means that there's a certain mischievousness about you. And if a woman gets to know you over time, your shadow is what's going to make her fall in love with you. Right. But I tell guys, you got to be careful because if you haven't embraced your shadow in a genuine way, you're going to come across as creepy because you're going to go too far. The next one is playing the victim. And playing the victim attracts a certain type of woman. The type of woman that is an empath, that has narcissistic parents that are really anxious, and they will love you. I don't recommend it, but they will love you. And because of that, playing victim, like look, people, I have a feeling of putting it in A tier because of just how devastating it is. But because of how toxic it is, I'm gonna put it on the B tier, on the A tier. Because fuck that. It's too toxic. All right, fuck it. We'll go with A tier, man, because it kind of works. In fact, I'm gonna go with A tier with fucking being cold. But the thing is about being cold, it doesn't make a woman like you. It's just, if she already likes you, it'll make her like you more. So I'm a little tough with this one. All right. So next one, becoming famous. It's not gonna make her love you. Fuck that. We're going A. Here's a problem, people, is that a woman will objectify you with this. That's true. A woman will objectify you because she sees you as a famous ticket, as clout. And that's the issue. So because of that, we're going with A tier. We're talking about making her love you, people. And becoming famous will get women to like you and fuck you. But true love is different. Trust me, man. Ask any musician if they experience true love. Ask any famous person how often they experience true love. A lot of them don't. Famous doesn't make a woman love you. It will make her fuck you, but not love you. All right, next one. Let me see. So we have the slow burn. All right, so we're gonna go with this one. Let me see. So we have the honestly, mere exposure effect is number one, in my opinion. There is nothing that will make a woman overlook your ugliness than seeing you every day. I swear to God. Don't you notice when you meet a really attractive woman, you forget how hot she is after a few months? Well, the opposite effect kind of happens with ugly guys, where if you're ugly and you're hanging around a woman long enough, sometimes they will fall in love with you. Sometimes they will fall in love with you. That's just a matter of fact. Because over time, you stop looking at their looks and you start looking at their personality. And because you guys are, this happens a lot during jobs, work, people who work together, people who go to school together, people who spend time together, roommates. If you spend long enough time with someone and you're not threatening and you're normal, sometimes a woman can literally overlook your ugliness. I swear to God, because you make her feel good. The only issue here is that it doesn't work all the time, but it is the best chance you have to get a really attractive woman if you're an ugly guy. That's just the truth. Nobody can deny that. Okay. This is how whenever you see really ugly guys with really hot girls, well, this is why, right? It's because most likely he knows her in a situation where they see each other every day. You know. All right. So A tier is the mere exposure effect. The next one is a slow burn, and it's kind of similar. Where if you don't try to seduce her, if you don't try to sleep with her, and you literally friend zone her, and you just go slowly, more often than you expect, a woman will fall in love with you. The problem is that this is not a strategy that you should be using actively. Meaning, this is not something that you're like, okay, does she like me today? Okay, how about tomorrow? It's like, look, the way this strategy works is that they'll accidentally fall in love with you. And if you're consistently looking to when it's going to happen, it may not happen. This is something that happens by accident, but it happens enough time for it to work. Just be there like a fucking statue. Just be there. Like if you're there long enough, sometimes they may like you. I swear to God. Hot and cold. This is beautiful. Especially if you're seeing her, I'll go with A tier. This can potentially make a woman fall in love with you, especially if she has some trauma. Honestly, it's kind of fucked up, but it's true actually. The next one is social proof. Having other people vouch for you, having other people think you're cool, having other women that are really attractive date you will get you a girl. That's a fact. There is nothing that will get you more poom poom than poom poom. Plain and simple. Fuck it. Let's go with this one, man. Social proof is really powerful. Next one. Trauma bond. Yeah, this is it. Trauma bond will also make a woman love you because it's a projection. The emotions are already there. She wanted to love someone. She got disappointed. And so there's a currency of emotion inside her heart that if anyone that looks like the person who traumatized me, or if you look like similar to the traumatizing event, I'll fall in love with you. If you remind me of my dad who never loved me and I wanted their validation, if you even kind of look like him, the brain will literally start to project those feelings on you. In fact, this is A to the motherfucking A tier. This is A tier to the tier. Plain and simple. Next one is getting yoked. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with C and B and C. Because it's not like a woman's going to fuck you all of a sudden you're big. But at the same time, it's undeniable that being big and getting yoked and being in shape helps. Now, if you're a 300-pound gorilla, getting yoked, it will be A tier. But for most of us, getting yoked, it just means looking presentable. And it's not going to make a guy go from a 7 to an 8, but it may go from a 7 to like a 7.5, 7.4. So I'm going to go with C tier, B tier with this one. And it also depends on the muscles that you use, that you build up. Now, next one. I already made this one. Putting her in a sexually competitive state. This one is about making her compete, making her know that other women are wanting you, and this will get her a chase. I'll go with A tier with this one. And the only thing you have to do is just to make sure that they see you with other women. Like, you don't have to be banging the whole cheerleader. Just have female friends, and a woman's brain will do the dirty work for you. Making her jealous, similar one. But this doesn't make her love you. Having a high status job will bring you the women. Actually, it's the number one predictor of the type of women you're going to get in your life. I'm only showing you guys C tier. Hold S tier. What the fuck? We're going to move some of these down because this is too much. Cocky funny. Fuck that. You don't need to be that. This is a matter. Cocky funny is when you're cocky and funny at the same time. Like, like you have cocky humor. And this is not good because some of you guys are not funny and some of you guys have no sense of humor. And because of that, y'all going to fuck it up. Trust me, man. Now, we're going to move some of these things down. We're going to go with this. Again, we're talking about love, not like you. Being good looking, again. Yeah, we're going to keep this here. Damn. All right, we're going to go with A tier. So the mere exposure effect, having high status job, trauma bonding. And then let's go with love bombing. Now, this one doesn't work on everyone. It only works on women who lack love, who never got affection. So because of that, we're going to go with A tier. Now, again, I'm going to go with B tier, I'll be honest with you, because this works sometimes, but those relationships are usually very temporary. That's my issue. Now, I'm gonna write down some shitty D tiers, compliments, unsolicited compliments. That belongs in D tier because it's just trash, right? Another one that really doesn't help, honestly, like genuinely, having a cool social media. I promise you, you might think it helps. I have a nice social media account. It doesn't help much. I'm gonna go with C tier with this one. And having money, does it make a woman fall in love with you? Well, it makes you stand out. It's not going to attract love, people. It's just going to attract gold diggers. I swear to God, but we're going to go with B tier with this one. But it will get a woman to like you. But it's just, like I said, she's going to want to play you. Like, money doesn't attract love. It's your presence and absence that does it. Like, just being there, being a decent human being, and just being there, right? Now, I think the most powerful strategy is this one, the slow burn and the mere exposure effect, and hot and cold. You do these three things, and this means finding a way to meet a woman where you see her all the time, where you're not just seeing her one time. And over time, the more she sees you, and if you're nice enough, not overly too nice, but not really nice, a woman could potentially see you as a mate, especially if she's in a low moment in her life. That's just how it is. Anyways, this is the tier list, people.